What is going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. Today, we're going to have a quick live stream. I always say quick, and then we end up going for an hour and some change. But I was going to do an actual video on this topic because I started my Eagles versus Ravens preview. I'm watching some Ravens tape on some of their previous games so I can break down some tape on them and what they're going to do to us, which we all know is creative running. They're going to run the ball and, try to attempt some vertical passes, some deep passes. But I wanted to do a Howie Roseman versus Doug Peterson and what's really going on video. But I'm thinking to myself, why do a video on that when I want to know y'all take on the Howie Roseman and Doug Peterson situation too? So I said, why do a video when I can do a live stream and really get y'all take on it? Because at the end of the day, we heard Jeff McClain come out and say that on game day, Howie has a voice on who dresses or not. Now, reports kept going up and down. Is it the biggest voice? Is it a voice? I don't know how much his voice is there, but it's there. Where, general managers who, do the scouting, the contracts, the negotiations, the trading, and all that stuff should just be about that. Pick the players to come on this team with the advice of your head coach and your coaching staff. But at the end of the day, when you hire a head coach, you should trust them. Now, we don't need to go as far as Chip Kelly trusting where he's the GM/head coach. But at the end of the day, you got to have some trust in your head coach. Coaches throughout the league that are trusted in the organization got full say when it comes to the personnel that the GM went ahead and required. So what I'm saying is Howie Roseman can go trade for this guy. Howie Roseman could trade a guy. But once he's on the staff, let Doug, let Jim, let these guys do what they got to do with them. Because at the end of the day, they see what goes on in practice. Here's a quote from some people. Doug Peterson, Jalen Mills, and a bunch of other Eagle players were raving about TF13, Travis Fulgham. Was it Howie who said, nah, we're going to get JJ on the field? Nah. We're going to get Greg Ward on the field? Nah. We're going to get Deshaun Jackson in whatever limited capacity on the field? I don't know, but we seem this just not on the same page in them two from the offseason of last year. Look how it all started. I'm going to get to your comments in a second. Shout out to everybody in here. Maybe I should have said what's up real quick because I wanted to get some people in here before I get into this. Yeah, before I get too deep into it, let's say what's up to everybody. What's going on? Steve in the building. Anthony Jolly. We're here before I came out on. BLSG. Murph DeKenzo. Heron. Nina said, what's up? Michael Bernardo, what's going on? Von Talks Podcast. Yo, 2020 vision in the building. Cowboys Digital in the building. Clayburn Lynch Jr., he said, no house, better not. Freestyle said, if Howie's calling shots like mentioned, then we as fans are going to lose faith in this team. I agree. We're going to talk about that. Lawrence James in the building. Joey Z. Damian. Gene Pio. Philly 559. What's the link to the article, bro? After this video, I didn't put it in there, but after this video, give it 10 minutes. When you go back, the link will be in here. There's a couple different places, but Jeff McClain is the one who reported it. What's going on, Ryan Rowe? Vic3, a channel member in the building. Yeah, man, definitely. And yes, I've been slacking on it, but we will be getting the Philly Talk Nation live stream out. I want to really get on the same page with you guys because, listen, the Eagles are 1-3-1, and I really want to know y'all take on the division, and I want to know y'all take on how you feel about the Eagles. That's you guys talking your talk on the screen. So we're going to get that ASAP. However, let's get back to the Howie Roseman thing. We got about 43 people in here. Do me a favor and smash that like button on the way in here. It helps the stream. It's free. It's easy. Let's go. Dre the Great said Philly Talk Nation. Yo, Philly Talk Nation is my highest channel member. It's in the link, and we've gotten like 3 or 4 of them, but we haven't done one in about a month. So I want to get Philly Talk Nation on the screen to talk their talk on my channel and give their take on the Eagles. But let's get back to the let's get back to the Howie Roseman talk. Look, so Jeff McClain reported that Howie Roseman has a voice when it comes to game day, who dresses or not. Now, he kind of said it's a voice. He didn't elaborate how big it was. Is it a big voice? Is it a little voice? But let's go back since last year. We lost in the playoffs to the Seattle Seahawks. And Doug Peterson comes right out and simply says that Carson Walsh and Mike Groh will be back. They will be back next year. With less than 24 hours later, he comes back and takes it all away. Now, this is my thing. That was simply Howie Roseman going over Doug Peterson's head and taking that away. And, Doug gives his staff, could be his friends or not, his word, and he had to go back on it. There were arguments there. We heard that Doug Peterson wanted to be the OC. I believe Doug Peterson wanted to be the OC and get some young staff in here. And instead, Howie Roseman went out of his way to get Rich Scangarello, can never say his last name, from the Denver Broncos, who was an OC there. He got Marty Morningway, who was on the Eagle staff way back in 2007, 8, 9, 10-ish area. He went out and got guys that he knows, he trusts to stay with Doug, to maybe keep Doug close. I don't know. But there's been tension all through this organization, and even more than what's being led to us. Come on now, let's be honest. We heard Howie and Zach Ertz arguing. We know contracts want to be talked about, but to be arguing a screaming battle on the field. So there's a lot of dysfunction going on right now. Yeah, you're right. Dre the GOAT, Dre the great, Richie Rich. But let's clear this thing. So I can't wait to hear more about this, and I hope more surfaces, because there's no way we can have Howie Roseman putting his voice in who dresses for game day. Is that why Mac Hollins was kept around for half the year last year instead of bringing up Greg Ward Jr.? Is that why a lot of these things happen? We can't have that. At the end of the day, the Bill Belichick's, the Mike Tomlins, the Andy Reids, the Pete Carrolls, even probably the Kyle Shanahans, the Rams coach. I can't think of his name off the top of my head now. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Damien said, my bad. Shout out for the super chat, my guy Damien. He said, thanks for doing what you do, Mike. Love the channel. We need to get someone else to handle personnel and just leave the contracts and cap to Howie. I agree. Mr. Philly 3 says, super chat, Mike. Definitely, I got it. What up, Mr. Philly 23 in the building? But yeah, Rome One More, a channel member in the building, said how we need to stay out of it. I think that's why we not playing our rookies. Yeah, listen, this is what I'm trying to really say. If he has input, who plays on game day, that's not good. Listen, as a GM, he can trade for guys. He can go get guys. He can trade our guys. He can draft guys. As of now, I'm not saying he's the best guy drafting, because we all know all these mishaps that we've had in the past, especially at the wide receiver position. But at the end of the day, you get these guys for your head coach to coach up, to evaluate in practice, and then put on the field as they choose. You don't go ahead and say, I drafted this guy, I want this guy out there, this guy, because Jalen Mills said this. Go back. I'll try to get the article where he said Travis Fulgham catches everything in training camp. Doug was raving about him. So people were raving about him, but he ended up making it only to the practice squad. Let alone we need him now because old Deshaun Jackson is out. Jalen Reagor unfortunately got hurt. Alshon Jeffrey, who was possibly going to come back week 3 with all the rumors, it's week 6 and he still might not come back. So we were forced to use number 13, TF13, Travis Fulgham, and boom. Was this a guy that Doug maybe wanted to bring up earlier, but Howie didn't let him? All this stuff is coming to play. At the end of the day, if you believe in Doug or if you don't believe in Doug, Howie Roseman gets these guys while Doug is the head coach. With the Super Bowl, you have to trust him. If you don't trust him, why is he your head coach? Simple and plain. If I hire somebody to be my plant manager and I'm the owner, I trust this guy to do the job I'm paying him to do, so I'm going to fall back. I'm going to buy stuff for my company. I'm going to give my plant manager stuff to use, but I'm going to fall back and let him use it the way he wants to use it. Now, if I don't think he's using it right, I'm not going to overstep him. I'm going to get rid of him. That's it. You got to let your guy do what he needs to do. Simple and plain. Let's take some of these questions, though. Philly Mike, guess what, yo? I got tickets to the game this Sunday. I got box seats too. Me and the St. Joseph prep team because Jeremiah Trotter Jr.'s dad got his connections. Shout out to you and Famous 2K. Take a bunch of pictures, my guy. Enjoy that too. We got to win like now in a row. We have a squad. If Fulgham is on one side, Alshon and Rager on the other, and Dallas in the middle, it's murder. Listen, I think Alshon can still contribute, but neither Alshon or Djax better take snaps away from TF13. I'm not saying we can't play these guys, but none of these guys should take snaps from a young guy who has connection with Carson Wentz and is balling out. It's simple and plain. Mr. Gang Green say, "Ayo, Philly Mike, what's up, bro? How are you doing? I'm chilling. Yo, get back to doing content, my guy. It was coming out good, my guy. Bro, everyone needs to be fired. Why is the coaching blaming each other like Jim blaming Doug and Doug blaming Howie in the defense? Doug blaming, yeah. It's just a blame game, and that doesn't look good at all. I agree. Howie and Schwartz need to go. No more excuses. I'm tired of these guys not being held accountable. Every season is the same lame excuses. I'm sick of these guys. Hey, listen, this is the season where all excuses don't matter. Listen, I was hard on Carson Wentz in the beginning of the year, rightfully so, even though he has no targets and everybody's banged up. At the end of the day, this is a year where it's make or break for everybody. Everybody is going to be put in a room where we're going to legitly critique what they're doing and figure out which way we're going to go in the future, because it is what it is. The injury bug has been real since the Super Bowl. Howie, Doug, Jim, Carson, they all got to prove what they got. No matter what is on the field, you got to come together as a team. It's now or never. It's now or never. Yeah, exactly. Bell is now a Chief. Oh, he did sign with the Chiefs? Benjamin Rodriguez said, "What's up, Philly Mike? What's going on, my guy? Fulgham is a beast. You already know. Howie got way too much clout right now. Laurie needs to get control of the organization quickly." Listen, let me get back to that topic. Thank you, Nina. If I'm Jeff Lurie, I'm going to sit down with both these guys like, listen, Howie, you were the main influencer on this draft. All right, simple and plain. You were the main guy who did what you guys wanted to do in the draft. He probably got Doug's advice and stuff like that, but it was Howie, all right? So now the team is in Doug Peterson's hand. Simple and plain. Let him do him. Because Jeff Lurie got a critique too. If Howie Roseman is involved and Doug is involved, can he really come down on Doug? Because at the end of the day, Doug's going to say, well, look, I wanted this guy in here. I couldn't. Or look, I kind of want to move this direction, but I can't. So you can't ever think about firing Doug and get another head coach in here if Howie's voice is that big. Listen, when it comes to numbers, go ahead, Howie. If you want to trade for a guy, go ahead, Howie. If you want to trade a guy, go ahead, Howie. Still, you should ask your head coach, because you don't want to take a guy who's important to his playbook. But when it comes to who dresses up, who practices, who plays, if that's not Doug Peterson's decision fully, then we're in trouble. We're in trouble because that's disgusting. Like I said, the Pete Carrolls, the Mike Tomlinsons, the coaches that are at least respected in the NFL have say when it comes to game day. Can't be that way. Physically can't be that way. No belief in Doug right now. He's doing too many favors. The Chiefs are like the Warriors of the NFL. Yeah. I didn't know. So they just signed him for what, a 1-year deal? Someone let me know. Bro, can you say starting D for the Eagles? Bro, can you say you're starting defense for the Eagles? What do you mean, the whole thing? Of course, we know how the line's going to be, but right now, it got to be Mills and hopefully Darius Slay at the outside corners if he can clear protocol. But when it comes to the linebacker positions, I mean, I would give Alex Singleton more play, and I would give Sean Bradley more play. I want to see Davion Taylor. I just don't know where he's at. but I definitely will give Sean Bradley some play. I think he has 4 total snaps and already 2 tackles. Like, that's pretty good. Terrell Moore, what's going on, my guy? What's going on? What do you think about Le'Veon Bell? Should we sign him? I just heard that he is a Chief. Gator County said Ertz is done. Don't look good. We will win the division, but dang, we need linebackers. That is true. That is true. Jeff Lurie is going to make big changes very soon. Lurie travels with the team every game and believe me, he sees the same thing the fans are seeing. Yeah, see, Lurie knows, but listen, this is a season where you can't blow anything up in the middle of the season. Look, the people who were saying get Carson out, I never agree with it. But even if he got so bad where I kind of agree with it, no. Jim Schwartz got to go, but not this season. Howie Roseman got to go, but not this season. I know we want to still win this season, and the division is reachable. I want to win. But Jeff Lurie got to sit back and collect everything he needs to make the decisions. Of course, you're going to say, well, Jim Schwartz might have showed already everything he needed to show. But I think no matter what, we got to ride this season out. I'm not saying we can't trade some players and stuff like that. But the big names, I'm talking Doug, Howie, Jim, and Carson. We got to ride this season out and see what we're going to do. Some of them guys won't be back. Best believe that. About to be a bust. About to bust a grub. Still listen. You already know. Everyone subscribe to my channel. My game preview will be out tomorrow. Go check it out if you guys want. Trade Jim Schwartz for picks. Like Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers got traded from Boston to the Clippers for picks. Carson Wentz had a hard showing this year, but on both sides of the ball, they need work. That is facts. That is facts. Should the Eagles trade Ertz before the deadline if we have a losing record? Yeah. Or if we get a good offer, why not? Listen, he got 2 years left on his deal. It's not looking good when you look at the grand scheme of things. Dallas Goedert is the future. We haven't came to a negotiation with Zach Ertz. The money is tight. It don't look good. Why don't we go get an OC? Hey, Doug, we ain't letting that happen. My guy Philly Fresh in the building said, hit that like button. General says so. Yeah, my guys, we got 71 people in here. It's cheap. I mean, it's not cheap. It's dang near free. It's not even near. It is free. So go ahead and hit that button. Come back in and let's chop it up for a little bit. Mike, since Peterson got the job, we know Howie and Lurie wanted the opposite to Chip Kelly, a dude they can control. Correct. Here's the thing. You don't have to give Doug Peterson, Chip Kelly's control to override Howie. But let game day, game plan, and players on the squad, that should be Doug. I mean, we're not asking him to have the Bill Belichick, the Andy Reid key to the city. We're asking that on game day, it's Doug's decision. Players who play is Doug's decision. Howie can get the players here, but Doug got to be the one to decide what they do with them. I mean, that's what you need your coach to do. Mr. Stanley in the building said we need to play Bradley right now. I know he's better than Gary. Of course. Of course he is. Of course. Philly Mike for GM. Hey, I'll take that job, and I'll let Doug do what Doug got to do. Bubba 0224. They are saying Taylor is at least 2 years away from him playing. Listen, Davion Taylor, we all knew, and if you didn't know, you should have known because they let it out there that this guy needed to develop a lot. I thought a year. If Bubba's right in his 2 years, you can't draft a guy that early who needs 2 years. And if you need 2 years, well, then maybe the coach is not doing her job. But listen, he played a very limited amount of football, but the raw talent's there. Remember, we took Jordan Mailata pretty much on just raw talent. We coached him up for 3 years. He's doing pretty good. But listen, Jordan Mailata was playing rugby, never played offensive line compared to Davion Taylor, got some snaps at linebacker. So shout out to you, Bubba, though. I wondered, did the Cowgirls cry when Dak went down? Hey, man, that was a tough injury. I can't even play around with that. We already know how that is. Glad you covering this, fam. You already know, Mike Freeman. We talked about it. Again, if you just getting in here, we've been in for 20 minutes. The first 10 minutes, I really, really went hard with it. I'm going to repeat some stuff, though. Wendell Water said, well said, brother. You already know. We sort of have a solution to covering tight ends on defense with Will Parks. Still, we need some dang linebackers. Listen, Will Parks is the guy I was clamoring about. I was thrilled when we got because of what he can do in the slot against bigger defenders to help out Nickel Roby-Coleman and what he can do in that big nickel package. He can fly. He can hit. I love it. Bro, whole squad getting COVID-19 pass. You can't bounce staff out in a pandemic. You already know. Why is Bradley getting 4 snaps and more productive than the starters? Why is he not getting more time in any other team? Bradley would be a beast. Guy you got to look out for. Why do they not see this? This is, again, with that Jeff McClain article, how big is Howie's voice in the do not play him or in the why aren't you playing him? But at the end of the day, the GM could be in charge of a lot of things. But game day, the players playing, and what you see, what you evaluate in practice, got to be dug. Because Howie might stop by, but he's not out there. He don't see these guys grinding. He don't see the work that they're putting in. The Chiefs signed Le'Veon Bell. Yep, we heard. That's crazy. That's crazy. They're trying to go for the guts, though. Listen, I'm going to rotate to the front because I'm way behind. If you did say a comment and I didn't get to it, just re-hit it and I get you. But Jay Cox said Cox better take a pay cut too. Hey, restructuring is going to be a word that a lot of people don't want to hear come this offseason. Here's my thing. We keep on saying Taylor might not be ready, but it doesn't seem like Gary is also. Mike, what do you think? And I think Jeffrey and Jackson is coming back, but Travis better still start. I agree. He might not be ready. But this is what I said in the live stream with Gate City and Philly Fresh. Listen, there's packages you could just put for Davion Taylor. Even if he's so raw, he can't understand plays. Does he know how to chase the quarterback? There's packages where Nathan Gary just blitzes the quarterback. So he stands behind the defensive line. When the ball snapped, he don't care what the play is because his only job is to blitz and get the quarterback. You're telling me you can't use a bigger, stronger, faster guy in Davion Taylor who don't know football to do that? Yes, you can. Davion Taylor can play 5 snaps in a game, and 3 of them blitz the passer, and 2 of them watch the running back. He can handle that. I don't know NFL playbooks when it comes to linebackers, but I could handle that. I'm not good enough to do it, but I can handle that. I miss no Thursday Night Football. You already know. Hey, Philly Mike, like and subscribe to Philly Mike. You already know. Like I said, I'm going to rotate to the front. If I missed you, go ahead and redo that. Shout out to everybody in here. Nina said, you don't draft a project in the 3rd round. That is straight facts. Blue City Empire said, hey, Mike, do you hear that Le'Veon Bell? Yes. Everybody knows now that L. Bell is with the shout out to my guy Wendell Walters with the $40 super chat. All Eagle fans, we need to win the next 4 games. Come on. Facts. Listen, shout out to Wendell Walters. What are the exact 4 games in order? Let me know. Somebody put them up here. I'll look them up real quick. I know we got the Ravens Sunday at 1, and I know we play on Thursday Night Football. Thursday Night Football is the next game, but let's look up and see what our next 4 games is. Listen, I want to say this about the Cowboys because I do want to talk some NFC East talk in general. The Cowboys are not going to be as bad as you think, I think, because I'm not saying Andy Dalton is better than Dak. No. However, I think they're going to get back to running Ezekiel Elliott and throwing off play action, which is not going to be stat-filled as Dak Prescott had it, but the team might be better all around because it will take time off that defense. But shout out to Wendell Walters with the $40 super chat. Let me read it one more time because this is facts. At the end of the day, the Eagles got to string some wins. It might not be easy. It might not be pretty, but we got to string them together. All Eagle fans, we need to win the next 4 games. Let's go. Come on. I'm with it, my guy. I'm with it. Yeah, facts. Cowgirl fans. Big trade Ertz for who or what? Oh, yeah, here we go. Howie is tripping off that Chip Kelly thing, trying to control things he don't know. He really needs to focus more on actually getting good talent for his coach to utilize. That's facts. That's where he needs to stay in his lane. Davion Taylor ran a 4.49 in the 40-yard dash. If we want to contain Lamar, put him in a little bit. And let's talk about this real quick. We all know, or if you haven't heard, reports came out today that Jalen Hurts was used in practice to simulate how Lamar Jackson wants to run the ball with his teams. So I heard a lot of the practice was trying to simulate Lamar Jackson's game with Jalen Hurts, and the defense got to, get a little taste of it. So it's going to be interesting. Again, we have not played the Baltimore Ravens since Lamar Jackson has been drafted. This is the first time we get to match up against Lamar Jackson. So with that being said, it's good that this could be where the second round pick comes in handy, and maybe the Eagles come out and shock the world. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I will be dropping my Eagles versus Ravens preview tomorrow. Make sure you check that out. Got some film in it. It should be good. Isaiah in the building said, what's up? What's up? You already know what's going on, everybody. If I wear a Dak jersey, can I park in the handicap? Oh, my goodness. Mr. Philly 23, how do I become a member? If you're watching this on a computer, it should say join right by subscribe. If you're watching this on your phone, go into the description. So scroll down, smash that like button too. But in the description, there's going to be a link. There's 3 different tiers. Each tier explains what I offer in that package. Check it out. Queen is pretty good. Huh? Shout out to my guy, Wolf of Austin, Texas, for the $2 super chat. Howie has to go. We need to value the linebacker position. Listen, I agree. We heard Jim Schwartz talk about we do value the linebacker position. Not really. I mean, it's not really. It's a lie. We are 32nd in the NFL when it comes to invested money to the linebacker position. Total linebackers, when you add up all the linebackers on the Eagles' money, it is $4.3 million. That's all we invested in that. Can't have that. You can't have that. Bro, every good player on the team gets injured, and the only indestructible one is Nate. Yeah, he's just there forever. He never going nowhere. Hey, everyone. Huh? I don't know what that means. Ravens, Giants, Cowboys, Giants, I think. Yeah, I was actually looking it up, and then I got sidetracked. Listen, if we can slip by the Ravens, which is going to be hard. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and I'm not telling you we can win this game, but I'm also not telling you that we are going to just straight out lose it. I will talk more about that in my preview, but I do want to talk a little bit about the game in NFC East in general. But Ravens, Giants, Cowboys, and then bye week. Listen, get past the Ravens, slip past the Giants, Cowboys. Now we're looking at, what is it? 4, 3, and 1. Bye week. I mean, changes the whole complexion of everything. Hold on one second. Davion Taylor can play. Schwartz needs to simplify the defense for the young players. Sidney and Rasul are playing. Hold on. Someone turn my light off. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Like I said, my nephew's over the house and he decided to turn my light off from downstairs. Crazy. Where we at? Sidney and Rasul are playing well on their new scheme. Schwartz is the problem. Yeah. Let's just say this. Rasul's playing more zone over there in Carolina, and it's working out for him, though. Definitely is. Again, I'm going to rotate to the front. If I missed you, just repeat it. We get it. We keep it popping. We need to trade Ertz and JJ for early second-round picks and get another DB or linebacker. Just saying how you feel about that. If we can, I definitely think that we're going to see packages start to get put out there for Zach Ertz for the simple fact he hasn't been playing well. Dallas Goedert is the future. We proved that we're not going to pay him. We're going to definitely see. Yeah, at the end of the day, look, we can all simply say we do not like the Cowboys. However, listen, anybody who gets injured in that fashion, I'm just going to be like, yo, get well and do what you got to do. It's simple. 4.2 million, I think, on a linebacker. That's sad. 4.2, 4.3. Knew it was somewhere around there. Yes, sir. What's going on, my guy, Jersey Boy, a channel member in the building? What's up, bro? Let's talk birds. Doug got to be creative in this game. More game. B Moore has a great defense. You already know. Drew said we should have signed Corey Littleton, not have. Hey, listen, I agree. At the end of the day, Javon Hargrave is good, but we really need help at linebacker. And Corey Littleton with Cox and Malik is better than Cox, Malik, and Hargrave. And we paid him that money. Voting season, hashtag vote Davion Taylor for middle linebacker. What's good, everybody? Shout out to my guy, Be More Careful in the building. And Howie Roseman need to be more careful on the sideline. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. All right, let me scroll down to the end. But like I said, we got 104 people in here. Smash that like button if you haven't done it yet. It's free. It's simple. It's easy, and it helps this channel. Pushes it out there. If you support the Eagles, let's go. You know what I mean? If you support your boy Philly Mike, go ahead and do that. He's sabotaging you. You already know. Listen, I heard the door open. I try to mute it and say, get out. And next you know, the light went off. So, you know, he might be a low-key Cowboys fan. He's only 3 years old, though, so we could change that. Nah, he's not a Cowboys fan. I'm just kidding. Let me get to some of these comments. But listen, I want to get back to what we were talking about real quick. So when I started this, we started talking. I only had 40, 30, 40, 50 people in here. We up to 110 people now. Let's get back to it. Howie Roseman was reported by Jeff McClain to have a voice on game day, who dresses or not. Now, Jeff McClain said that the voice is there. Not saying it's the biggest voice or the littlest voice. But here's my thing. Howie Roseman can sign the guys. He can trade for the guys. He can negotiate their contracts. He can do a lot of things. He was the main influencer on all our draft picks. However, when it comes to game day and what Doug Peterson sees in practice, you got to let your head coach do that. The Bill Belichick's, the Andy Reid's, the Sean McVay's, the Kyle Shanahan's, the Pete Carroll's, the Mike Tomlins, they never get questioned. And I'm not saying you automatically got to put Doug up there, but Doug was doing very big things for a while. I understand Chip Kelly scared him and whatnot, but on game day, you got to let it be him. You can't interrupt that, because maybe that's why we kept Mac Hollins for too long and not brought Greg Ward Jr. up. Maybe, what's his name, saw it. Maybe Doug saw it and we couldn't do nothing because of the voice. Like I said, I even understand personnel a little bit. To me, the head coach should be able to pick their personnel, their staff. We saw Howie Roseman refuse to let Doug keep Mike Groh and Carson Walsh, and then go ahead and give him Marty Morningway and Richie Rich on the staff. Okay, I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with him overwriting game day things. If that is true, that's a big deal. And Jeff Lurie has to set it straight. Simple and plain. Let's get to some of these comments right quick. Casey Two Hills on the WTF now. Oh, yeah, we waived him. Big D said Howie has to go. All right, let me see. Like I said, if you commented and I didn't get to it, just redo. We got this. The young era. The young art is era. You're saying the young era is here? We might have to. Howie Roseman needs to shut up and let Doug Peterson say who plays and don't. Simple and plain. When it comes to playing, it's the head coach. I don't care if he's trusted or not. You got the guy there. You paying him to be the coach. Howie Roseman might stop by in practice, but he's not there seeing who's grinding. TF13 was doing work the whole offseason, I was heard. Jalen Mills said he was catching everything in training camp. Doug said it. So maybe that could be reason he got brought up late. I'm not saying it is. I'm not trying to really legitly point fingers, but I will say this. Alshon Jeffrey's coming back within this week or next week. Deshaun Jackson's coming back within either this week or next week. They can play, okay, but nobody better push TF13 out. None. They could play alongside of him, and TF13 can come out when he's tired, because every receiver takes a couple snaps off because they're tired, catch a break, blah, 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 blah. But TF13 better not go back into any sort of reserve role because of Alshon or D-Jack. Simple and plain. Or then there is a total disconnection from Howie and Doug, and it's all about money, and then we do have problems as an organization. Howie need me for head coach? Taylor would be good outside when he blitzes. Nobody going to be able to stop his speed. I agree. That's why you simply use him in certain packages. Casey Toohill is the next Connor Barwin. I like Toohill. I think we're going to trade for a good linebacker and running back. We had overall good team, just missing some pieces. I'll agree with you there. The young receivers are the future. They just need they need the playing time. Promising, definitely. Listen, when you got Greg Ward Jr. in the slot, TF13 at the X position, Jalen Reagor at the Y position, and Dallas Goedert at the tight end position, and Miles Sanders in the backfield with Carson Wentz and a healthy offensive line, that is a promising future for your offense. Simple and plain. Simple and plain. Be more careful said it's time to put Howie back on the other side of the building again. Yep. Housel. Wait, when is Alshon coming back? I don't know. Day to day is really year to year with the Eagles. So they're hopeful this year. I don't think until this year. They're hopeful this week. I think next week. But once Alshon comes back, you don't just cut TF13. Listen, when he caught that 42-yard touchdown against San Francisco 49ers, I said in most of my previews, my post game and in a couple videos, I can't wait to see what he does building off that. Will it come out and have a bad performance, an okay performance? This guy came out for 10 for a $151 or a $152 in the tub. Give me that. I think Burnett is good also. He just doesn't get opportunities. That's true. He came up clutch a little bit last year and this year. Again, we don't got big name guys who are just going to look so great on tape, but these young guys work great with Carson, and that's what matters. It definitely does. You think that argument between Howie and Ertz was because Howie told Doug to start Goddard ahead of Ertz to force him to take less money? Bad juju. Interesting. I don't know. I really don't know. At this point, we can speculate a lot of things. I just know that when a guy like Jeff McClain comes out and says that Howie has a voice on game day, that is disrespectful to me. Like I said, Howie's the GM. Do GM things. Let Doug Peterson coach. If we don't believe in Doug, then you move away from him later. But you don't hire a plant manager and then tell him how to run it. No, you hired him for the reason. Fall back, let him do him. Buy him things to run the job. Get him equipment. Do all that stuff. But let the plant manager run it the way he wants to. That's why you're paying him. Real quick, do you think Dak stays in Dallas? Off top of the head, I'm going to say I think so. What do you think about Ertz and low pick for Hassan Reddick and a third for Arizona? Bird Gang, I did hear that. My guy, Be More Philly, called me like 10, 15 minutes before I got on the stream, and he said that ESPN is proposing a trade to the Cardinals, Ertz and a 6th-round pick for Hassan Reddick and the 3rd-round pick. That's interesting. That really is. I hope we get D. Jackson Alshon back this week and get Reagor back next week. Reagor, I don't know. But listen, they can come back, but they can't take my guy snaps. Are we ever going to stop playing Nathan Gary? Like, this is a serious question. I don't know, man. I don't know. I wish I had a serious answer for you, but I don't know. I think Alex Singleton will play more. Last week against the Steelers, he played 28 snaps. That's the most he played all year. But again, TJ Edwards is injured, so he probably came in for that. Listen, I trade Ertz for one of your solid linebackers in a second-round pick. Burnett is going to get picked up by another team if the Eagles if they don't act quick. Shaking my head. He's on the practice squad, right? Bro, I told you he's making people look small. Ertz for a second-round pick in Riddick. Howie is Jerry Jones. Wow. Howie has worn out his welcome in Philly. He's nothing more than a glorified accountant. It's time for this team to hire a true GM. Hey, all I'm going to say is this. Howie had a little up and downs. Listen, if Howie's trying to voice his opinion on game day, that's a problem, and it's going to have to be dealt with ASAP. And I will say this. We all know Howie for getting the deals done, being the accountant. Again, he hasn't been the greatest with his picks. You can say yes, no. Maybe some of them are Joe Douglas's guys. I don't know. But at the end of the day, right now, we are having a losing recipe. And it got to be fixed. It got to be fixed. I think this season is to see what gets fixed. I honestly don't see Jeff Lurie cutting anybody. I don't think Howie Roseman, Jim Schwartz, Doug Peterson, or for the Carson Wentz haters, Carson Wentz is going anywhere this year. I think as soon as the offseason comes, especially if we keep on this track, you're going to see a lot of changes. But I don't think Jeff Lurie, he's not the guy who just cuts people in the middle of the year. I mean, you know, we did that with Chip Kelly, but he went the ultimate, and he got cut? What was it, week 13? Somebody let me know in the comment section. But I don't think that Jeff Lurie will get rid of any of them throughout this season. I think it will take the whole season. So we'll see how our act changes. And again, against Baltimore is not going to be easy. And if the next game is against the Giants, which ain't that hard, but it is going to be a short week, Thursday Night Football. Doug and Howie argument is getting clearer now. It was in fact an argument about players and results, most likely. Yes. I want to get to the narrowing down of what they were actually talking about. But again, if you continue, not you guys, if Jeff Lurie continues to let Howie Roseman have that much say on game day, we're in trouble. Yeah, Puerto Rico, Porto Rock said Nathan Gary has some incriminating evidence on somebody. Yeah, to be able to stay in there. Shout out to my guy John with the $1.99 super chat. Redraft. Take Jefferson and Chin or Fulton. Wow. Hey, if you go back and watch my videos, I have a video on Jeremy Chin. I loved him. If you watched my draft night video when I was going live, I wanted Christian Fulton in the second round. So I had a video made about Jeremy Chin that I liked him at safety and or linebacker because he can play both. I like Jeremy Chin. Check out the video. And I was huge on Christian Fulton. I'm not going to lie. I was also huge on Denzel. Philly's no good for him. Mims. But we took Jalen Hurts. He better pay off now because this week in practice, we heard that Jalen Hurts simulated the Lamar Jackson experience. So it better paid off. Like I said, second round pick from him. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If I didn't get you, just go ahead and re-comment it. I'll get you that. But like I said, when this video started, it was all about Jeff Lurie figuring out what are we going to do about Howie Roseman and Doug Peterson. Because right now, if you have your GM doing GM stuff, but sticking his nose and his mouth into Doug Peterson's game day players and stuff, that's a problem. Get him all the tools and then let Doug do Doug. Simple and plain. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my guy LB, who we will be collabing ASAP Rocky. Probably something this weekend. We got to see, busy schedule. Shout out to my guy with the newborn. Hey, girl daddy. Got a bunch of girls, man. I got a bunch of boys, man. Shout out to you, though. Much respect and, big things for the little one. But he said I got mixed reviews of him simulating Hurts. Yeah, What is your mixed reviews? Like, you think we're going to try to do something and then Baltimore's going to come in with a different game plan? Listen, what you know as well as I know, you said it in multiple videos of yours, Lamar Jackson's not going to drop back and just kill us with his arm. Now, he will throw the ball down the field. He can do that. He got a big arm. He's just not going to drop back and kill you with his arm. So it comes down to keeping containment on him. They got one of the most creative running styles because they don't just line up in regular run formations. They line up in formations where you don't think they're going to run and run. They do a lot of motion, a lot of different personnel packages, and then they run because when you run with the quarterback on design runs, it's one extra blocker. You get one extra blocker, and it's hard to work with, especially when you got a linebacking core like Alex Singleton, Nathan Gary, and Duke Riley. You're not putting Sean Bradley in. And again, Davion Taylor can know jack squat about football. He knows how to blitz. Simple and plain. Any package that you're going to allow Nathan Gary to blitz, put Davion Taylor in 5-6 snaps and say, go get the quarterback. Shout out to my guy, Waste Media Productions, for the $5 super chat. Thanks for giving me something good to listen to while I edit videos. Shout out to you, bro. What do you think a good realistic replacement for Jim Schwartz would be? Replacement? I mean, listen, I always like the Rex Ryan style. Who's the Greg Williams style? You know, I like blitzing. I do. It does leave corners on the island. If you got Jalen Mills out there, it's hard to blitz a lot because you're putting a lot of pressure on a guy like that. However, Dan Quinn is a guy I do not trust to be my head coach with the lead, but he is and came up through a tough defensive coaching tree. So Dan Quinn is a good D coordinator. He just couldn't get done as a head coach. So it's going to be tough. But the blitzing type coaches are the exact opposite of Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz is a blitzer front four and play coverage. And he's a wide 9, blitzer front four, use the linebackers a lot. Listen, when you play a wide 9 defense, you count a lot on your linebackers. So maybe Jim Schwartz is a guy who wants linebackers, but Howie Roseman don't get them. 2020 Vision said 147 people in here and 82 likes. Hit that like button and subscribe. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to the Philly Talk podcast, we just crossed over 6K. Listen, I do live videos. I do collabs. We do regularly scheduled programs. You know, we keep it popping on here, you know? Bubba 0224 said, yeah, everybody on the team was making fun of him saying he's too slow to simulating Hurts. Simulating Lamar Jackson. Yeah, of course. Listen, he might be athletic, but he don't got Lamar Jackson cuts. He don't got Lamar Jackson speed. He don't got Lamar Jackson spin move. Listen, Lamar Jackson is the closest thing to the Michael Vick experience. Remember that little commercial? Definitely tough. Hate to say it, but Slay got low-key exposed last Sunday. He didn't have his best game. Let me tell you, though, that first defensive pass interference, no. The ball was thrown out of bounds. No. Eagles front office is stupid. They let Casey Toohill get picked up by the Washington football team. Now Casey Toohill is going to get an opportunity to learn behind Ryan Kerrigan and them boys. Wow. Davion Taylor can't possibly be worse than Gary. That is facts. All facts and all facts. Yo, Mike, let's keep it all the way funky. I'm only asking this question because you always call people that aren't big on Wentz haters. Realistically, what has Wentz done in his entire career as an Eagle? Listen, I don't call you guys hater. Listen, you guys can have your own opinion. Here's my thing. Was Carson Wentz playing horrible in the first 3 games? Yes. We physically lost against the Washington football team and the Cincinnati Bengals because of Carson Wentz. We have a different quarterback, we probably win them games. However, that was uncharacteristic. This still is. Carson Wentz for 3 years straight had 7 or less interceptions. So this year, him coming out throwing 9 interceptions in 5 games, it's not him. Something is different. And so before I totally just give up on $100 million man that would change the life of this organization, we'd be broke for a couple years, we'd be hurt, we'd be in a bad shape. I have to figure out why. I can't give up on him after 3 games. I would need to see a full season of trash football and still figure out why, because you don't throw 7 or less interceptions for 3 years straight and then throw 9. It just don't happen. So that's my whole thing. Listen, he played bad football, but we invested in him. We got to rock out with it now. Slay didn't get exposed at all. Nah, listen, Claypool. If anything, Claypool came out and showed that he can ball. Listen, everybody talked about him being the next Megatron because nobody was ever 6'5", over 225, and ran a 4.44 or under. Only him and Megatron did it. But they didn't like his college tape. Had a bad quarterback at Notre Dame, but he was a little raw. Maybe he should play tight end. They said the same things about DK Metcalf. Just because certain things ain't there don't mean you don't take. You got to take risks on some guys. Some people will be bust, but DK Metcalf, not a bust. And it looks like Claypool's the real thing. And again, Darius Slay, that first defensive pass interference was not good. And again, he did some good stuff. He pushed a big body 230 guy out of bounds. That play was no good, remember. So we got to watch. And again, Jim Schwartz was playing this guy off coverage a lot more than I wanted to see. A crucial 3rd and 11. You got Darius Slay playing 10 yards off Claypool. Can't do that. Can't do that. So that's pretty much it. What do you think about Ertz saying after practice to get some extra work in with Wentz? Hey, I mean, at this point, what else is he going to do? What else is he going to do? He has not been clicking with Zach Ertz. I mean, he has not been clicking with Carson Wentz. The effort out there looks lackluster. But my main thing with Zach Ertz, and I think he's getting frustrated on these 3 things. 1, the pay is bothering him. 2, they're back to throwing their best defensive player on him, whether it be their best safety, whether it be their best corner. He's getting covered by the best guy. And he's been asked to block more this year than he's ever had to in his career because of the offensive line. Listen, shout out to Jordan Mailata. Shout out to Jack Driscoll. Shout out to Nate Herbig. Matt Pryor is struggling. But shout out to them 3 for playing pretty darn good. But we're still playing max protection sometimes. You're talking about the 5 guys on the offensive line, Miles Sanders, a chip from Richard Rodgers, and Zach Ertz at the fullback position blocking. And we're still getting sacked. So the offensive line is doing better than we think, but it's not like perfectly fine and dandy. Trust and believe that. And so Zach Ertz is getting a number 1 corner. His contract is weighing on him. He's dropping balls. And he's blocking more. He's frustrated, and he got to get out this funk. Something got to happen. I don't care who we get on offense, on defense. If Schwartz stays, nothing will change. Well, yeah, at the end of the day, Rasul Douglas and Sidney Jones are balling somewhere else. It's a small sample size. We got to see more, but it's concerning. Well, Carson Wentz always has different receivers every dang week. We do expect he doesn't have any chemistry. Yeah. You got to get chemistry with your wide receivers. That's facts. Shout out to my guy Chaos, the Filthy channel member in the building. Claypool is a beast. Throw it faster, Mike. He's a faster Mike Evans. Darius Slay has been worth it. Definitely. Listen, before this last game came, he was playing great. You had Skip Bayless, an Eagles hater, saying that he might be the best corner in the game, playing like one of the best corners in the game. So basically, it's his contract that keeps you hoping for something good to happen. Don't get me wrong. He's not the worst quarterback we've had, but I think he's not going to get it done for us. I could be wrong, though. Listen, big chaotic, that is the kind of – I respect that. Look, you have concerns. I respect that. Listen, after the first 3 games, I was nervous. But I do have – listen, I'm all about that take integrity too. You know what I mean? So I'm big on Carson Wentz. If I find out that I'm wrong, I'm not scared to come out here and say, listen, I was wrong. y'all guys who were calling for Carson Wentz are right. Maybe next year I'll be saying that, or maybe not. But I like the way you're coming at it. You're saying, listen, he's not the worst, he's not the best in my eyes, which is, I'm talking your eyes, and you hope you're wrong, but you're just saying your concerns, and I respect that. And you have reason to be concerned in the first 3 weeks because we didn't see it. Okay, 2019, it wasn't 2017 Carson Wentz, but it still was 27 or 26 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He's not even on that path this year. So this year, he's been a totally different guy, and you have right to be concerned. I just think this team is a lot more dysfunctional than just the injuries, than just Carson struggling, than just Jim Schwartz in the defense. Now we're starting to hear Jeff McClain come out and say Howie Roseman is really trying to be puppet master. That's the problem. And listen, it starts from the top and it trickle down. There's a trickle down effect, domino effect. Carson starts playing a little pressy. A lot of things can go into it. We got to get back to being comfortable going out there and playing Eagles football. And it's not going to be easy while we keep losing. I said this in a couple videos. When you win the game, it's easy to forget some of the mishaps. When you lose the game, you remember every single thing because you want to critique it because you lost. You can learn the same stuff in a win, but it doesn't look as bad as it does in a loss. So we just got to string some wins together, get some, chemistry with our guys, try to stay healthy and figure some stuff out. But this is the year to figure it all out. From Howie Roseman to Doug Peterson to Jim Schwartz to Carson Wentz to every single agent player on this team, from Zach Ertz to Fletcher Cox to Brandon Graham to Derek Barnett's fifth option. Every single player who's not young, who is on a 1-year deal, who's on a big deal, who's a coaching staff member is in question if we continue this way, simple and plain. But I don't think anybody gets fired in the season. TF reminds me of Victor Cruz and Jason Avant. I love him. And like I said, we definitely are going to be putting something together for a Travis Fulgham giveaway. Now, I think what I'm going to do is my channel members are going to get entered in like triple the time. So if we have something that I say you got to do this to enter, it's going to be, we're not doing this yet, but it's probably going to say hashtag Eagles on one of my videos. You get one entry in. If you're a channel member, you get that one entry put for the hashtag Eagles plus 2 or 3 more entries. And if you follow me on Twitter and retweet the thing that I'm going to retweet in the future when we do it. But yes, a Travis Fulgham giveaway is coming within the next couple weeks. So make sure you have your post notifications turned on. Don't want you to miss the video for the giveaway, but it's going to have to happen. My guy's balling out. Let's hope Lamar plays like he did and throw horribly. Hey, if Lamar has one of them Kansas City games, Tennessee Titans in the playoff games, one of them games where he's just trying to do too much, the legs ain't in, he don't got the legs that day, he's throwing bad passes, you never know. It is still football. Any given Sunday is still the motto in football, but a little rough when you're playing like this. Travis and Wentz got a connection. Why is Howie trying to stop that? I'm not sure. We can't jump to the conclusion that he's trying to get TF13 out the game. We're going to have to wait and see. We are going to physically have to see when Alshon and Deshaun come back. They could play, but you better not mess with my guy's snaps. Don't get me wrong. Ertz is playing frustrated, but I think he's washed. Hey, he might be. Maybe Howie keeps drafting the wrong players for Schwartz. Could be. I saw you at a game last time. It was the Lions versus Eagles. It was like in 2009. I don't know if I went to that game, to be honest. Shout out to you, though, if you did see me. I'm going to be going to games, too, once we get this Corona thing in check. If Schwartz puts Gary and Lamar, we're done for my Jamaican voice. Wentz has missed 8 games. Dak has missed 11 by this time. This year is over. Interesting. I watched LB's video earlier about us being dead last in money spent on a linebacker. What's your opinion on that? It's pitiful. It's pitiful. 4.2 million, 4.3 million is not going to get it done in the NFL. Should the Jaguars trade Zach Ertz for Miles Jack in the second round? I'll do it. I said, my guy Joey Shake 72 said hashtag Eagles. Listen, it's not today, but like I said, pay attention to some of the videos we got coming out, because in one of my videos at the end, for those who just watch half my videos too, you're not going to be able to get it. But at the end of one of my videos, it's going to be a random video. I'm going to be like, listen, for those that are the real of the real, stay through the whole 8 or 9 or 10 minutes of the video. Put the hashtag Eagles. Do what you got to do. If you are on Twitter, tweet me. It gets you a better chance to win. Channel members, you got a better chance to win. And boom. And then you guys choose if I do it on a live stream or a video where I put it in a bucket, pull it out, and bang, winner gets the jersey. And I get my jersey with you guys. Should be nice. I think Zach Ertz knows he's on the way out. He's the number one trade option for the Eagles. Exactly. Listen, as we get closer to the deadline, you're going to see contenders who don't have a tight end like, yo, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers might be like, yo, if I had Zach Ertz, or, Seattle Seahawks said Greg Olsen ain't cutting it. Yo, if I had Zach Ertz, or who else? Chicago Bears, like, yo, if we had Zach Ertz, I'm not saying they're a contender, but they are 4-1 right now. Who knows? Same with the AFC too. Yep, Joey Shake 72 in the building. Ertz is getting exposed. No double team, no double tight end sets. Trade him. By the way, you look a little white. Did you turn your light on? Nah, I didn't. But I think it's what is it? I don't know. I am looking a little extra white. Thank you. Joey Shake said, I'm never going to forget that. And we got a collab again, my guy. It was a good one. It was a good one. DeAndre Sullivan said, Howie is the scapegoat. Super Bowl winning coach don't have more power than Howie. Make it make sense. Facts. But listen, I mean, it could be. Listen, there's, rumors that get spread around to get heat off certain people. But listen, all I'm saying is if the GM is talking about players who should play and dress on game day, that is a huge problem. That's a huge problem. You can't build on that. You can't coach with that. You can't play with that. Facts. Joey Shake's in the house. You already know. You can tell Ertz doesn't want to play here anymore. Read his body language. Yeah, it's sloppy. It's lazy. But again, shout out to my guy Ethan. Said, I'm heading out of here. Have a nice weekend, Mike. Go Birds. You already know. And you already know. When is the deadline? It's always normally around week 7 or 8. Ertz gave up on the season the moment he blew up on Howie. Trade him for a 3 if we can. Yeah, listen, there's a lot of things going at Ertz right now. Howie and the contract. Again, the fact that he gets the number 1 corner or safety, and the fact that we're asking him to block too much. The whole narrative at the end of last season was get younger, but they rarely get a shot. The best teams can match a scheme to the roster and develop the young talent. Howie doesn't get it. Hey, I like how you put that. Ertz needs to go. I think our O-line is fine. Mulata is the beast. Driscoll is young. If he stays healthy, I think we're good there, but we need to trade for a linebacker or draft picks. You already know. Shout out to my guy, Big Chaotic, says, yay, we do not agree on Carson Wentz at this time, but I'm going to rock with you, my guy, Philly Mike, and join the Philly Talk membership. I don't know if it's the Talk Nation, the Philly Talk Grinders, or the Philly Talk 24/7, but hey, Philly Talk Nation members, I swear, if we don't get on this week, early next week, it could be Tuesday or Wednesday following the Baltimore Ravens game. I want every Philly Talk Nation member on the screen. I need to hear you guys talk. What is your take on the Eagles? I don't want you guys to type it. I want my guy Victory, Murph DeKenzo, Lawrence James, Gene Pio, all you guys, Jalen, all you guys to come on here and talk your talk. But shout out to Big Chaotic, my guy. Ertz looks like poop. because Goddard is hurt and Goddard ain't there getting all the attention. Hey, I got to say this. The start of the season, Goddard came out flying. But last year, it was still Zach Ertz getting all the attention. Listen, I'm going to break down how many times Zach Ertz actually blocked. But listen, he's blocking at a huge clip. Almost, there's routes that he stays in and blocks the whole time. And almost every time we even send him out, we ask him to chip and go out. At least in the Steelers game, it was like that. But I hear you, though. Listen, at the end of the day, Dallas Goedert has proven he could be that guy. So it is what it is. What's up, Mike? How's the family? Chilling. Got the kids downstairs. They're back to school, only going 2 days a week, though. It's crazy. Shout out to my guy, Cool Eagle, with the $1.99 super chat. He said, my boy, Eagles all day. You already know. We just got over an hour. We're at an hour and 6 minutes. We're going to rock out for a little bit more. Like I said, this video started all about Howie Roseman and his voice. Is it true? Is it real? Is it concerning? Let me know y'all thoughts on that. But we did, like I said, you guys know how my live streams go. I come out with what I want to talk about, but then I let you guys take it away. Because if I just want to stick on my topic, I'll make a video. If I want to hear y'all opinions, I'll go ahead and do a live stream. So you already know. And listen, Bashil Randall, Cool Eagle, these guys both have YouTube channels. I saw right before I got on here, right before I went live, like 20, 30 minutes, my guy Bashir Randall dropped a video. So go check him out. Here's his name, Bashir Randall. Go ahead and type that in the search bar. Watch a video. If you like it, you know what to do. If not, you know what I'm saying? So you still got him a view. And listen to what he's got to say. Jalen Williams, channel member in the building, said to all the people who want to get rid of Wentz, remember, we got rid of Andy, and I still hear to this day we should have kept him. Our quarterback situation could be 10, Tennessee, Jacksonville, New York, Washington, Tampa, Cleveland, Chicago, or men. So be careful. He said Tampa Bay. So he taking a shot at the GOAT as well. He's taking a shot at Minshew, Darnold, Haskins, the GOAT, Baker Mayfield, Nick Foles, Kirk Cousins. Hey, I agree. I co-sign that with you, my guy. Ertz is playing lazy man, always with his hand on his hips. He doesn't want to be here. And frankly, the NFL is a business. We need to trade Ertz while his value is high. He should get paid. Who's he? We can't ask too much of Ertz when he gets double teamed and no one else can get open. I can't wait till Jalen comes back. I'm telling y'all, that boy is pissed. Oh, yeah, with all that Justin Jefferson talk. Yeah, we got to talk about this Baltimore game. Listen. We could talk about it a little bit before we get off, but I'm dropping my Ravens and Eagles preview video tomorrow. I will have a couple of film breakdowns on how they want to run the ball with Lamar Jackson, some crazy formations and personnels they get into. Yeah, a lot of things. Check it out. It should be out tomorrow, probably later in the day, like 7-ish. We should get paid for having to suffer every year about this Eagles team. I'll take that. Jalen's going to be a problem. I love me some Rager. Nate Satterfield said, what's going on, my guy? What's going on with you? Bobby Murphy, always on here to get some hot takes. He said, really? Goddard is on IR. Howie's not consistent enough. I'll take that. If Howie did have that power, why did Jim Schwartz only play Bradley 4 times? Howie wanted to trade Ertz because after the Super Bowl, all the reports were pointing that way, and then they just stopped. Interesting. Like I said, I started reading about this last night. I'm talking about this with you guys. I am going to definitely dive more into it, and we're going to figure some stuff out. Bro, we got to get rid of Gary. You telling me, my guy. I agree. I think that we lost a lot in Frank Wright. I think so, too. At the end of the day, though, even when Frank Wright was here, Doug was still calling the plays. But I think the way he prepared, the way Doug trusted him in crucial situations. Listen, I think Doug Peterson calls some decent plays. Where I think Doug Peterson really goes sideways is in situational football. You'll see a good play, a good play, good play. Now we in a certain situation, and he does, huh? What? Good play, good play, good play. Huh? What? So I think Frank Wright really helped out with that. and it was crucial. Oh, wow, I'm way behind. Listen, I'm going to skip to the top. If I missed your comment, throw it back out there. I want to get a couple of them. Should the Sixers trade for Bradley Beal or Al Horford Matisse 21 for Al Horford and Matisse for 2021 first rounder and 2020 second rounders? I got a Sixers video dropping this week. We're going to talk about it, but I would love Bradley Beal. Don't get me wrong. Wentz is fine. We got real problems at linebacker, playmakers. You already know. The Eagles are notorious for getting top-tier talent, but then never use them correctly, and that's something that has to change ASAP. That's facts. Sup, Mike? Please give Holyfield the shot and the Eagles that the Eagles deserve. Holyfield can run the ball hard. I'm curious to see what he got. Tennessee, though, I don't know, man. Tannehill has been balling lately. Yeah. Shout out to King Gina. King in the North. What am I say? Once I get past that hour, I get a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. King in the North. I will agree. Jalen Williams, if you're still in here, he does have a point with that. Tannehill, he's not a known name, but the guy's balling over there. It's not just Derrick Henry. We're going to win this game. Oh, here we go. Is Davion Taylor? They say he needs more time to learn football. Let me say this about Davion Taylor. When he came in here, we knew he was going to be raw. I understand he needs time to develop on the bench. Here's the thing. He's raw, but he's fast, powerful, and talented. So he might not know the playbook. But here you go. If you're a smart coach, tell me if you guys agree with this. Am I crazy? You don't got to play this guy the whole game. But why not have 3 or 4 or 5 plays in a package for him? Whenever the Eagles want to blitz a linebacker, throw Davion Taylor in. Let him blitz. They're not going to figure that out in one game if we only blitz 2 or 3 times and he does it 2 or 3 times. It's not like it's every 10 times and they get to figure it out by halftime. So put him in on a small sample size to get his feet wet. He's fast. He's athletic. He can understand when they hike the ball, go get the quarterback. That's it. You don't got to drop back in coverage. You don't got to understand the zone concept. None of that stuff. Go get the quarterback. Mac 10 said, what's poppin', Mike? He said, what I missed? Man, we've been on for an hour and 12 minutes. We opened this whole thing up on Jeff Lurie, Howie Roseman, and Doug Peterson. And the fact that Jeff McClain came out and said that Howie Roseman has a voice during game day who dresses or not. So we went back to last year with Matt Collins. We went back to this year with TF13, and we talked about that. I'm going to give you a crash course on it. Howie Roseman cannot be interrupting what Doug Peterson does on game day. He's there in practice. He see who balls. Howie Roseman might stop by, but he's not there. Listen, do what you got to do. Get Doug the players, trade for the players, draft the players, but when the players are on the team, let Doug finish it. Simple and plain. Shout out to my guy, Jalen Williams, for the $5 super chat. He might have heard, so he's coming back. Not taking a shot at all the quarterbacks on those teams now, but look at their quarterback situation for the last 10 years. Don't take having a franchise quarterback for granted. Facts. He's talking about Tennessee. They got their guy in Tannehill, but before that, it was a lot of problems. The Bears, a lot of problems. If they had a quarterback, they probably would have been competing because they always had a pretty good defense. Washington, big-time problems. They had RG3 for a year. So shout out to that. Tampa Bay, too, a team that can't find their guys at the quarterback position. So I agree on that note. Did you see Ert's reaction when TF13 scored and was celebrating? I did not see that reaction, my guy. Imagine if we got Patrick Queen in the draft. Oh, Lord. Which players do you think should be traded at the deadline? It depends what our record is. If we start winning games, it's a different vibe than if we are still only got one win. Maybe Will Parks will help us out. 100% he will. This is a guy that I've been screaming for since the offseason because what he can do in that big nickel. He's going to play linebacker. I mean, he's going to be able to drop down in coverage and kind of help these linebackers up. He's going to help across the middle. He's going to help Nickel Roby-Coleman when the guy in the slot is a big slot. So he can play big receivers in the slot. He can play in the box. He's physical. He got pass coverage skills. I can't wait to get him out there, my guy. Schwartz ain't taking Gary off the field because Schwartz is proving a point. He's showing everyone this is what Howie gave me until he gives me a linebacker. Gary is the guy. This could be a point. Shout out to Bubba0224. We hear Jim Schwartz kind of get frustrated. He kind of got frustrated in the post game. Like, listen, I don't have say on personnel. I believe we invested what we invested. Well, he's saying how we invested into the linebacker position. He can't discredit his boss, but he also can't just straight lie. So he could be saying, bro, you got me Gary, Singleton. Duke Riley was a special teamer on the Falcons. What do you want me to do with this? And again, in Jim Schwartz's scheme, linebackers are crucial because he only wants to blitz 4. He wants to have a Y9. The Y9 leaves gaps. You need your linebackers to hit the gaps. They got to fill the gaps. That's what you need. Now, Jim Schwartz does blitz on occasion, but he's a coverage guy with a front 4. That's what he does. That's what he does. Sharky Girl said Laurie is a problem. He's turned into Jerry Jones. That bad? All the way to Jerry Jones? Jerry Jones. Sharky Girl, if you're still in here, sorry for getting to this late. Elaborate on why you think he's Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is a guy who's all about the entertainment and not winning type thing. Is that what you're kind of saying? What would you think about changing Howie's duties to just include cap space and management and players contract, but find someone else to handle drafts and personnel moves? I would love it. He's making his debut this Sunday. He should. Taylor should get looks in the game. You're absolutely right. 30% snaps is going up weekly. You already know. Dang, I'm way behind again. But Sharky's Girl, if you're in here, elaborate on what you think and why you think he's like Jerry Jones. Ep stinks. Why never upgrade safety? He's not it. You already know. Fly Eagles TV said Nate Gary needed to be benched. Howie probably got impact if Nate Gary plays. Could. Like I said, if I didn't get to your comment, I'm trying to rotate from down so I'm not so far behind. Let me see this real quick, though. We need to insert AK-46 a lot more. I'm telling you, he's a gem if we use him correctly. We waived him. He's not on the squad no more. The next 4 games is Eagles versus Ravens, Eagles versus Giants, Eagles versus Cowboys, Eagles versus Giants. Let's get some W's. The Ravens game is going to be tough, but if we could do this, maybe we start to see something happen. The next 3 are not that hard. Oh, everybody ran up and he just ran past? I'm going to have to look at that, my guy. That's bull. We need to play Taylor and Bradley. Stop being a girl. Huh. Let's go, Birds. How you not high on Queds? Oh no, Jerry Jones is much worse. Larry can never Jerry Jones. That's crazy. Did you see Brandon Brooks' post on Insta story? I saw the cleats, right? It was cleats or something. If I'm wrong, let me know. I saw the picture of cleats, but I didn't read the caption or nothing. I kind of just scrolled by. I love medically cleared whale parks. You already know. Lori's starting to think his stuff doesn't stink, so I can see the Jones comparison. I can see that then, I guess. Going to head out here. Have a great weekend, Philly Mike, and get me on a future live stream of the other channel members too. We definitely going to get that. Schwartz may be trying to prove a point with Gary, but what about the coverage the last 3 years? No answer here for your pink slip. That's funny. He's back on the practice squad? All right. Bro, I'm tired of Mills flexing after a tackle, but can't cover a blanket. Yeah. It's frustrating when you see blah, 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 blah. Because, yo, listen, for those in here, we got 119 people in here. Make sure you smash that like button. It's free. It helps the channel. It supports the Eagles. Rock out. But listen, I did a Eagles versus Steelers breakdown, and I also talked about the press conference from Doug Peterson about Miles Sanders. So I talked about Miles Sanders, and I broke down a good 5 minutes of tape on the All-22 version of the Eagles versus Steelers, and watch how Claypool spun Jalen Mills around. He spun them around. It was crazy. Go check that video out if you haven't seen it, though. Brady looked Bradley looked promising in only 4 snaps. Exactly. You get 4 snaps of Bradley. You see 2 tackles on 4 snaps, and you're like, yep, we seen enough. Get him out of here. Sharky's girl, I think you're wrong about Lori on this one. She has an answer. And I was kind of curious, but listen, I understand what Jalen said about that. So, dang, we miss Malcolm. Leadership, of course. Horrible. You can't develop a player that's not on the field. That's facts. Lori will fire Howie if it gets out of control like Chip Kelly, all the power. I'm awake. Are you? I'm about to when I read this comment, my guy. We took Hurts. We took Hurts this year, but we tossed Jackson right to Baltimore last year. Man, that makes me sick every time I see the Ravens play. Interesting. Jordan Mailata was developed off the field. That is true. That is true. She's talking about Sean, or he's J.K. Williams, not she. What am I talking about? He's talking about Sean Bradley, linebacker. What about the rookie linebacker? That's what we're talking about. The Rockets are reportedly trying to trade for Embiid. Only way you get Embiid is if you give me Harden. The off coverage is a killer for our defense. Sidney and Rasul, we missed on them. Yeah, play them differently. They're playing pretty good so far. How can you be a defensive coordinator and have your DBs and BMP bump and run coverage, but don't teach them to bump the wide receivers? Yeah, there's no reason to be in a press man if you're not going to press, because most likely the wide receiver you're guarding. J.K. Williams, no, I'm a girl. Shout out to you. My bad. I kind of thought so, but when I'm doing that, I be reading here. I don't really look at the pictures, but I corner my eye. I thought so, but I was like, did I let it slip? Shout out to you. Grinding with your team. Appreciate you. Listen, I love Eagle fans from all over the world. We got people from Germany, New Mexico, Ireland, like France. They comment on my things, but I love when the females come on here too, because listen, females that know their football, shout out to you. Shout out to you. We have a couple on here. Philly girl, Carrick, Poole, J.K. Williams. She don't comment on a lot, but now can't think of her name now. Can't think. But what I was about to say. Yeah. If you put a guy in press man coverage and you don't tell him to bump or get physical under 5 yards, it's wild. Because normally a wide receiver is faster than a DB. So being down there is just hurting you if you're not going to get physical. Simple and plain. I trade Embiid for Harden in a heartbeat. It's hard because I really just want to see Embiid and Simmons with a new coach, which we got, so it's tough. But Harden is still Harden. Brandon Brooks post cleats and said, feels good, lace him up, back up. That's interesting. That's real interesting. The talk about coverage shows we are watching the games, but not our defensive coordinator. Yeah, man, it's wild. It's wild. But like I said, we hit an hour and 23 minutes. Like I said, when I do live streams, the first 25 minutes is on the topic that I want. And then I let you guys take the chat away. Because again, I say it once, I'm going to say it one more time. If I want to just come out here and talk about my topic, I drop a video and listen to your comments and reply back. If I want to know what y'all want, first of all, I do live to hear what you think of my topic. And then let you guys get your own topics in here because it's all about the chat. Jim Schwartz is way too passive. Ever since Super Bowl 52, his schemes has flat out stunk. I can't disagree. Harden is great, but he's older. I'd rather build around Embiid for 10 years than build a team to complement a player on the back end of his career. The way Embiid plays with his knees, he's not going to have 10 years. We're going to have Embiid for a solid 6. Super Bowl 52 was Pittsburgh on Sunday. I don't understand that. But yeah, so we about to head up out here. Let's see if we got over 100 likes. Shout out to 109 people in here. Never mind, we got a super chat in the building. Tone DeShields said, "Hey, my brother, I love what you do, and the energy is always infectious. Keep grinding and striving. Love." You already know, my guy. Shout out to you for the $4.99 super chat. If you're new to the channel, like I said, anybody in here is new to the channel. We do live streams. I try to get all the comments I can, whether it's a super chat or not. But shout out to everybody who does the super chats. I appreciate it 100%. But at the end of the day, it's going to get invested back because we are definitely doing very soon a Travis Fulgham giveaway. Let's get it. But shout out to Tone DeShields. If I'm not mistaken, comment Tone DeShields the second. Let me know. I believe you have a YouTube channel. I could have sworn on my maybe you might want to watch, you popped up with a couple videos. I don't know if you're new or you came back, or maybe I'm just going crazy, but I think so. And I didn't hit it, but I'm going to check you out if you are making videos. He said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to check you out, my guy. And I got 108 people in here. I don't know what his subscriber count is, and I haven't watched the video, but best believe I am going to head over after this live stream and check him out. And I would appreciate if you guys go out and check him out. I try to support every single Eagle fan, content creator, everything, because at the end of the day, we have different opinions, but we got one common goal. Let's get a W. Let's get a W. And I did not think I would be wanting just 1 or 2 wins this bad, but 2020 has not been good, and we need to get some W's. Simple. If you watch the defense, they are reacting and waiting for the play to come to them instead of being aggressive and attacking. And that's on Schwartz, the way he coaches. Yeah, you can definitely see that they definitely don't anticipate anything. You don't got guys trying to jump routes. And this is things that Darius Slay did in his team. This is things that Nickel Roby-Coleman did on his teams. These guys jump routes. They're definitely aggressive to the ball, especially in zone coverage when everything's in front of you. You just haven't seen it in 2020. But this team, I want to say this. This team has a lot of things wrong with their team, with our team. However, I clearly see upside throughout the game. Like, look, Pittsburgh is an undefeated team, and they haven't played many great teams, but we were in that game. Every time something bad happened was on us. We could not get off the field on third down because of tackling and flags. Offsides on Fletcher Cox. Offsides on Josh Sweat. Offsides on Jannard Avery. These were like third downs that went from 3rd and 9 to 3rd and 4, and then they got it. Too easy. Just too easy. We can't do that. You can't do that. Appreciate the look. You already know. I would give Simmons a first round, second round for Harden. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to check him out now. You already know. You a real one. No cap. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Like I said, I only been doing this a year. And, when I came up for the longest time, I really didn't know how many other content creators were out there and stuff. But, it is what it is. But shout out to everybody from the longtime doers in Philly 500 to LB to Joey Shakes, to the guys that came up with me in Gate City, Philly Fresh, and Philly Take with RB, to the guys that came after me, and Bashir Randall, Philly Notion, Philly to Philly podcast, all them guys, and anybody who's just trying to rock out there and talk their talk. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We hold it down. I told my friend I needed a black and yellow hoodie to match a pair of shoes I have. He sent me a link to a Steelers hoodie. Long story short, I blocked him. That's what's up. The defense was Super Bowl 52 on Sunday without 41 points, pretty much. Hey, yo, this is going to be our lineup for wide receivers. Travis Fulgham. It might be. I wouldn't give nobody for Harden. He's soft and doesn't show up in the playoffs. He doesn't, but I mean, yeah, I'm up and down with Harden, to be honest. We need a new DC and OC. Cut Deshaun. He's injury prone. Get some new linebackers or maybe the guys on the bench. We need a new scout coordinator. Hey, I'm with it all. I'm with all the smoke. To me, the biggest problem with our team is that we either get a good performance from the offense or a good performance from the defense. Rarely do we get both in the same game. That is true. That is true. We don't play complete football. We play certain quarters and we play on certain sides of the ball, but we don't do it together. Very inconsistent. So is D Jackson Jeffrey coming back this game? I better see the young squad out there. Quez, Rager, Travis Hightower, and the tight ends we just picked up on waiver. They have a chance to come back. Both Alshon and Deshaun have a chance to come back. I honestly think it's going to be next week, Thursday night game. Because why bring them back now just to have a Thursday night game, which is a short week? I don't know. I think it's Thursday they're going to come back. However, whenever they come back, nobody better take snaps away from TF13. I feel like the offense is beginning to gel, but Doug is holding us back with his lack of running. We need to run the ball. Matter of fact, if we can't run the ball because Matt Pryor can't block or the team we're going against is just too stout with run defense, get Miles Sanders involved some way else. That's it. This guy against the Los Angeles Rams, he ran the perfect double move I've ever seen a running back do. This looked like a 3-4 year veteran wide receiver doing a double move. Carson missed him. That was one of Carson's bad games. However, you got to use Miles. You got to use him. In his rookie season, deep catch against the Lions, deep catch against the Vikings, deep catch all over the place. Use him in the passing game if the run game is not working. Everybody eats. You already know. I'm going to get a couple more of these. We got 105 in here. Let's see. Did we get over 100 likes? Come on, my guys. You know, I come out here, rock out with you for a while. My wife's all yelling at me on my phone. She's like, are you done? Are you done? I'm just kidding. But let's see if we got that. Let's see if we reached that. We're going to rock out a couple more. Like I said, we started this off with the Howie Roseman, Doug Peterson Voices on Game Day Talk. Y'all took it away. I appreciate you guys, though. Bang, $129 with only one dislike. I ain't mad. Hey, shout out to, I forgot who said it on my comment. Oh, Sexy Vegan. I had like 100 and some likes and I had one dislike, and he came on the stream later and said, you know who that one dislike was? Probably Nathan Gary. It was a stream that we were killing Nathan Gary on, so it was funny. Harden is a good three-point shooter, which is what the Sixers need, but usually hurts the team more than helps. That's true. Remember when I said, woo, about the wide receivers last week? Or who? Yeah, that was funny, but now everybody knows TF13. Jadarius Todd, Brandon Brooks be back November or December. Hey, that Instagram post that somebody let me know in the chat with his cleats saying we back. I like it. I like it a lot. And like I said, if you're new in here, hit that subscribe button. We do live streams where I say my stuff and I read all your comments. We do collabs with some of the greatest content creators out here. We do live play-by-plays. Shout out to this. I don't know for those who didn't see it, and I know some of you guys want to watch your Eagles with your own setup, but I do live play-by-plays with a live screen up top. We got all that rocking. And throughout the week, I do regular videos. I do videos on just my feelings about the games, and I also do videos on actual game breakdowns. So, you know, we try to keep a little different stuff here on the Philly Talk podcast, but shout out to all you guys in the chat. Jalen Williams said, no, you got 74 likes and 34 dislikes, Mike. I think they trying to say you suck. 34 dislikes? I didn't see that. My guy's trying to break my heart. Break my heart. We got too much money tied up in BB to keep him on the shelf until next year. Yeah, Brandon Brooks, man, if he can come back, that's big. That's big time. But listen, if anybody can do it, it's him. The boy's a monster. Lord Dagger in the building, so what's up? See, every time I try to get off, somebody comes on and I'll try to stay on for a little bit longer. But we done talked about a lot of the Howie Roseman stuff. We talked a little bit about the Ravens. And again, shout out to all 107 of you guys in here getting it over 100 likes. Also, make sure you check out my Eagles versus Ravens preview coming out tomorrow. I agree with you, though, Jalen Williams, 100%. We should have gave TF13 another chance to beat Hayden. Why not? Hey, shout out to that. Listen, in my last video, I said this. I hear a lot of new names for Travis Fulgham. I heard Fulgatron. I've heard Full God. But I'm trying to get the TF13 movement. Like, Let me know in the comment section what is the best nickname for Travis Fulgham. Because at the end of the day, the name Travis doesn't sound like a stone cold killer. You know what I'm saying? Travis. You know what I mean? So let's give him a nickname that makes him, that represents the 10 for a $151 in a tub. So let me know what your nicknames for Travis Fulgham is. But I like TF13. I think it sounds, and it's not overboard. It's short, simple, and sweet. And that's what his skill set to me is. He ain't the fastest. He ain't the strongest. It's short, simple, and he gets it done. So I like TF13. I'm going to push that out there. I've been saying it in my videos and everything. But I know I was the first one to say it. But I heard some Fulgatron and some Fulgod. Fulgham season, all that stuff is good. Shout out to Tone the Shields, the second with the $3.99 super chat. He said trademark TF13 ASAP. I like it though. He said TF13 is nice. TF13, let's go. FT13 sounds godly. Stop it. I know you were just trolling. It's all good. Stop it. Yo, I got the Ravens winning Sunday, but we could pull off the upset. I'm with you, my guy. We got 3 easy ones after that. Trav the grab. Hey, Trav the grab. That's cool. He's snagging it. I like it too. Trav the grab. But that was my whole thing. Like Travis to me is just like a, come on. You don't think a guy named Travis is going to come up there and just get that. So I heard a bunch of them, but I like to be short and sweet. You know what I mean? Look at my logo. It's nothing all crazy. It's just a P with a screw. We driving it in there. Philly talk. And that's what we do. We talk Philly all day. Travatron. Hey, give me that. But yeah, TF13. It just got that little ring to it. And the most important thing is I'm driving the number 13 there. Because 13 was a scary pitcher for a while. So now that we got TF13, you know what I mean? It's cool. Does anybody have an update on D-Jax and Alshon? Yeah, if anybody knows like a legit update, let me know. Trav God. Snagatron. What about Travis full grown? I'm a grown man. Hey, they're all good. It's very possible to win. Trade urge for a good linebacker and a first rounder. He's not playing like he used to. They gave him a contract, but if want more, play like it. Yeah. If he wants more, we got to play like it. But yeah, listen, like I said, I like all the names. Snagatron, I like them all. But me, I'm gonna rock out with TF13 for now. Something short, sweet, and simple. Because, like I said, when you look at this game, you're like, what is he good at? What is he great at? Is he a speedster? No. Can he jump the highest? No. Is he DK Metcalf strong? No. Did he just drop 150 yards and a touchdown? Yes. TF13, something light. Philly Fanatic said, what's going on, Mike? You already know what's going on. We already here an hour 38. We don't acknowledge the old number 13. You already know. My guy, Philly Fresh, would say, we can't say his name. That's Voldemort. He can have multiple. Yeah, he can. Travis Frederick is T. Eagles said he can run routes and got great awareness in hands. Hey, I love me some TF13. Mega hands. Fogelhard. I like all the nicknames. I like it. Hey, Jalen Williams, you got a nickname for him, my guy? Before we get up out of here? Fulgham's name should be FBT13C. Stands for Fulgham broke the 13 curse. Facts. TF13 sounds like a weapon, and that's what I'm talking about. He is a weapon. He's a weapon. You think we got that Dallas game since Dak is out? Also, Cleveland is going to be a tough one. That is going to be one. Hey, that's the one thing we didn't do. This video says NFC East talk. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Cowboys and the Eagles fighting for first place. I think Andy Dalton and the Cowboys are going to be better than what people think. I think Dak is the better quarterback. However, I think with Andy Dalton, they don't try to get all the stats, but they're going to scale it back. Go back to running the ball with Zeke, then the play actions open up. And so they might be a little bit more deadlier with Andy in the long run. I don't know. I got to see how it is this week against the Cardinals, but the Eagles are you lying. EA Sports updated the rating. He's now 69 ill. T-bomb. I like that too. But yeah, like I said, I just came up with something simple. TF13. It's his initials and his number, but I like it. Something short, sweet. When Quez going to get a pass thrown to him deep? They did throw a pass to him against the Steelers, and they got a pass interference call. It was big. They threw a ball to number 80, Quez Watkins, and it was pass interference. But we're going to see him connect real soon because Quez and Carson had a little chemistry in training camp. Jalen and FT13 is going to be amazing today. Oh, yeah, listen. When it comes back to us, the Eagles being healthy, let me get to the super chat real quick. Shout out to Don Watkins with the $4.99 super chat. He said, let's be more simple. Call him new number one wide receiver. Facts. I like T full grown. Yeah, that's tough. Anything talking about grown man, full grown. I like it. You do more collabs with Darius Dalton. He's trying to collab. Yeah, we got one set up for Saturday, my guy. TNF against the Giants. We got it. 30-17. I'll take it. Bring out the big weapon. You sure? Yes. Releasing TF13. Yeah, that sounds like a movie scene I mess with. You already know. I understand now. The Eagles are going to win. My nephew's birthday is on Sunday. I'll take that. Off topic. Anyone catch Nelson Aguilar games with the Raiders? Wonder if you can buy hands. He might have bought them, though. I keep saying FT, my bad. Yeah, you already know. It's all good, my guy. Life with Jordan said, do you think we need to get rid of Alshon and Deshaun next season and draft Jalen Waddle? I like Jalen Waddle. He's a good receiver. I don't know if he'll fall to us in the draft unless we keep losing. Then he'll be right there. Oh, Jalen Waddle, ain't he the running back? Let me know. I thought Jalen Waddle was the running back. Now that I'm thinking about it. Let me know. However, listen, Alshon and Deshaun might contribute this season, but not taking TF13 spot. However, neither of them will be on a team in 2021. I don't care how good they play down the stretch. No way, money-wise and physically, we can have these guys on the roster. Simple and plain. But I'm going to read a couple more. Then I got to get off. He's Bama's wide receiver. I thought, yeah, but wide receiver for Alabama. He's with Jerry Jeudy and Ruggs. He's Bama number one wide receiver right now. Yeah, I thought his name. I didn't know that was his last name. I knew his name was first name was Jalen, but I didn't know his last name was that because didn't they have a running back that they threw out of the backfield too that also his name was Waddle or something like that as well? But I remember that when Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy was there, he was still catching balls when they were there last year. But if we continue to lose like this, he'll be on the table for us. Bird game for life. You already know. Yeah. But I thought there was a running back who caught out the backfield with the last name Waddle too. I know Jalen. Yeah, you're right. You guys right. If we can get up there, linebacker, it's time to draft a top 10 linebacker. Mr. Fly Eagle season. I agree. We need to invest in a linebacker no matter how we get it done. Whether it's the draft or trade, we need something. But shout out to you guys. Like I said, if you haven't hit this like button, hit it. It's free. It's all about the Eagles. We do these live streams. We do regularly scheduled programs just talking about the Eagles, breaking down tape. We do play-by-plays, and I collab with the best of the best. And at the end of the day, this is what we do. Shout out to you guys. Like I said, we start these live streams with a topic, and I let you guys take it away. Total full snag. Let's start a Fire Schwartz petition. Here we go. Devontae Smith, the Bama wide receiver, or Tamarian Terry, Florida State. Retire D. Jackson Jeffrey, trade Ertz. Looks like we might have to. It sounds like we're getting a kicker from the CFL. I did hear we worked the kicker out. Howie has that little man syndrome. He has to be in control of everything. Howie says, Doug, we're making this move. Doug says, let's do it. Doug doesn't have the last word on the coaches or personnel. On his coaches or personnel, and that's not good. Jalen Williams said a cornerback, then a linebacker. We could definitely use a cornerback and a linebacker. It's tough. I think it kind of got to go best one available. If when we pick, there's, best one available at that position possibly. Schwartz is a funny money. It's funny money, yeah. Fact. But like I said, I'm going to go check you out, Tone DeShields. We're going to check out some of these videos and, keep grinding, my guy. Keep grinding. It all started for me, bro. I was in a room with a plain white wall just talking. We upgraded little by little after a year. But, hey, it's all about the grind, and it's all about the Eagles. At the end of the day, I do this because wow, wrong side. Again, this is so old. Wrong side. Crazy. I had this since I was 15 years old on my birthday. Just said copy my hat. But that's all we wrote for today. Appreciate you already know. We need that kicker. We can't rely on Elliott no more. Interesting. I do like the idea of a cornerback because someone needs to help Slay on the other side for sure. Exactly. Avonte Maddox, even when he comes back, he hasn't been able to do it. And man, he's too small. He was drafted to be a slot. He's probably good in the slot. And he played it pretty good at safety when we used him there his rookie season. Can't play outside. Nikel Roby-Coleman can't play outside. Crevion LeBlanc, good, but really can't play outside. Jalen Mills, he is what he is at this point. We get a decent corner to help Slay. We looking good for the next 2 or 3 years, which we have him for 3 years. So shout out to everybody in the chat. 97 people in there. If you haven't done it, smash that like button. Subscribe to the Philly Talk Podcast. You guys know what time it is. Let me just show you this. Haven't been able to. Nah, we good. Like I said, appreciate you guys. Also got to admit when I'm wrong about Mulata and Reddick. Yes. Hey, Gate City said it in his last video. I'm going to say it. And Jalen Williams, who's an offensive lineman who played at the college level, he knows his stuff. We all said Jordan Mulata's not ready. He proved us all wrong. Facts. Shout out to Jordan Mulata. Will Parks healthy. Love it. We may be in the running to trade for Desmond King. Interesting. Jalen Mills is dog food. Interested. All right. With all that being said, thank you guys for stopping by. Drummer Boy said, see you Monday with DJ A. Drummer Boy, I will be dropping a Sixers video this weekend. I've been working on it little by little, dropping it this weekend. I'm going to be on with DJ Eastwood, talking Eagles, possibly more Eagles because it's coming off the Sunday game. But we definitely going to do some Sixers collab. You guys know what time it is. Appreciate you guys. If you haven't done it, smash that like button. And you guys know what time it is. I'm going to check out Let's Go Birds HD channel out too. He said, check out my channel. I got you, my guy. Appreciate you guys.